Well, here we go again. At the Great Northern Sex Cast.
Oh, we haven't had a good glitch in a while.
Yeah. There's nothing worse than looking out of the corner of your eye and see the little sound thingy thing freeze.
Nothing moving.
And then losing the first 5 minutes of the show that we just did. So now we're
somehow I think we can blather on and on and on.
I'm upset about this.
Because I was talking about, well, of course, the first thing we got to talk about the fact that there finally has some Fred, that's some studio dog who's not been here.
No.
And although he does have his back turned to me, instead of like curling up with me on the sofa.
He seems to be into the grooming thing right now.
Yeah.
He's cleaning his paws. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And then, of course, I was entertaining you with a weird-ass picture of my cat who gets into what I call the Puma zone between me and my guy and, turns upside down and belly rubs because it's not a fake out. Some cats, do that, and then what that means is they want to shred the hell out of your arm and hand.
Yeah.
No. This kitty, it's like, and then the purring you can hear across the room. This is a happy thing. But he gets sort of upside down and curled around, and then he's got like the little eye teeth that stick out like fangs. Oh.
He's a cute cat.
Oh, God, he's adorable.
And
through there. And the cats just don't care. I mean, they're like, in the room. Stuff's going on. They don't care.
Yeah.
No, don't care at all.
Pets are a beautiful thing. I could not deal without my pets. And you said you were trying not to keep so many pictures. I have so many pictures of my dogs every day and my cat.
Oh, yeah, I post them and then I'll go through. At least once a day I have to go through and like, these suckers are on Facebook or Instagram. I do not need to have them on my phone.
I've been filing more lately. Mm-hmm. I've been filing more.
Yeah.
So, well, I just want to make a very humorous nod to the first story that we just discussed at length, but nobody will ever hear it. Yeah. Because
I just like the fact that occasionally we run across things that you're immediately 14 years old and giggling like over the word bone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
I love this.
Yeah. No, I mean, seriously. So we were talking, being that it's finally frigging summer, and you look very summery, I might add.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
They're going crazy with these mashups, these condiment mashups. So it's Kraft Heinz.
Not condom mashups, because you don't want to mash things in a condom. That's bad. Which, by the way, you still need condoms.
Yes.
The need for those has not disappeared with the fact that they're no longer making headlines. Okay,
yes.
just PSA there. We'll go back. Now we'll go back to condiments.
You spontaneously PSA all the time. I'm used to it. It's okay. But
that would almost be like a really weird band name, Spontaneous PSA.
Okay. That's actually really good. That's really good. Mayo Chup got released in Canada, and they basically, long story short, there's a large Cree population up there, and there's
peoples,
yes. Mm-hmm. And this Aboriginal language expert somehow weighed in on Mayo Chup, saying, look, it sounds like two Cree words, Maui and cup, which can refer to, the first one would be referring to feces, the second one would be face or eyes. So basically it comes across as shit face. So Mayo Chup, which is an odd idea, but...
No. But, I mean, then again, if you're going to have a really good, barbecue and there's enough beer, you could become shit-faced.
While
having the Mayo Chup on your burger or whatever, it is that you're putting it on.
Now, needing to get my kicks where I can.
Okay.
I found something that's almost like a tiny little lottery win right here.
Okay.
I have a naked news story involving who? Florida man. Naked Florida man.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's a twofer here. Mm-hmm. Okay. A Florida man who allegedly stole a car, possibly killed chickens, and chased a man with an axe was found naked in a chicken coop last Tuesday, police said. Now let's break this down. The thing that cracks me up...
That's either drunk or meth. That's booze or meth.
Okay, but here's the best part.
Okay.
This involves multiple states. This isn't just in Florida.
So he ended up in Florida, or started in Florida and exited Florida.
No, ended up in Florida.
No, he worked his way to Florida because he needed to be Florida man.
Well, he actually is from Sarasota originally.
Oh, okay.
But what happened was he got arrested after New York State police responded to a call about a car facing the wrong direction on a highway near Pennsylvania. And investigators discovered that the vehicle had been reported stolen in Sarasota. So this guy, 25-year-old John Main, basically... He tried to hop in a back after the car just quit, maybe ran out of gas, tried to hop onto a back of a truck, blah, 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 blah. So he ran into the woods. So the New York police put out this bolo on the car, and Florida figured it out. And oh my God, he ends up in this chicken coops, totally naked. And they said, they put the two and two together. So we've got a stolen car from Sarasota and another call about a naked man in a chicken coop, and they put two and two together and arrested the guy.
What I find fascinating is they're actually talking to each other, because it seems like that that a lot of departments, police departments, government reps, like they're all little fiefdoms, which makes it really hard to like communicate, and they have different. Different types of computers. I mean, it just, you can't really communicate. So I like the fact that it seems like they can, because there are just times, because this person obviously needs some help. Yeah. And it's nice that hopefully they can get some help.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of amazing. Yeah. And I just might add that the naked man in the chicken coop was also bitten by a canine officer somewhere in the process. Doesn't say where on the body, but that guy had a bad day. That's a bad day.
And at least, I mean, I'm sure the chickens were not remotely annoyed by the nude, or even concerned by the nudity, probably,
But the word pecker just comes to mind, and then I go back to sophomore year again.
Yeah, I think sometimes we just need that. Yeah.
I mean, I could sit here for a while and do this. Yeah. You'll be happy to know that there's an official story in Vogue announcing that, guess what? The new Brazilian is going to be bush. That the trends are definitely going back to, if not bushy, but definitely natural. And so there's this whole little care and feeding of this. But of course, Gwyneth Paltrow got onto Ellen and said that she worked a 70s vibe. Thank you, Gwyneth. I really needed to know that.
Honestly, I think I would say probably there are two things leaning more towards bush. One, the time involved, and two, the money involved. Think about it. There was a large part of our population right now that is dealing with underemployment and massive student loans. I'm pretty sure that setting aside $100 every couple of weeks to make sure that you are bush free is going away. Yeah, there are just other things to spend money on versus looking like a prepubescent person.
Yes. Yes. And so there is a product out called fur oil. It's conditioning oil. And you can put it on all kinds of hair. And it's becoming very popular, by the way, to keep the bush from being less, coarse, I guess you would say. But so the new Vogue steps to keeping the well-heeled bush or the well-appointed bush. Keep some trimming scissors around. Exfoliate so you won't get any ingrowns.
Hairs,
keep the hair smooth. So fur oil is $56 a bottle, but I guess it's really awesome. And
there's lots of little oils that you can put on your hair in general. Through there, I'm sure that they've probably. I saw the other day a small little jar of coconut oil that was like $8, but you do realize that you could just go to the grocery store and buy bats of it for like $3. Yeah, so I'm sure they've just marketed something into a cute little thing.
Oh yeah. Well, Emma Watson is the one who founded it, so it's a celebrity product, which is a celebrity favorite.
Emma, was she the one that from Harry Potter?
I think so. Huh.
There's your buddy. That does not seem honestly to go with her brand. I mean, she does have, unless she's, going through there. But then again, she may not never get a role again in her life. Being an actor is sort of tough. So I don't begrudge anyone making a buck, but I don't see how this would particularly be necessary.
Right. Never heard this one before. A U.S. Marine station in Florida posed as a mermaid in a professional photo shoot to raise the spirits of his buddies deployed overseas. The guy's name is Bo Shepherd, and he said, I am an amphibious Marine. That's my job. And so we were trying to think of something that kind of fit what I did. So I mainly wanted something as a joke to my buddies that would make them laugh at the ridiculousness of it. So he was wearing a luxurious turquoise mermaid tail and not much else. And the person who shot it said it's one of the best that she's done,
mermaids are very in.
Yeah.
In fact, I know there's a company called Finfolk. They're based out of Hawaii now, but the two sisters who own it and do that were the first folks to build the mermaid tails for the Minnesota Renaissance Festival.
Oh, wow.
And now they do custom work all over the world, not just the country, and there's a couple other places. They're beautiful handmade silicone tails. I know several people who own them.
Wow.
It's great. But
do they go swimming in them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you can put them on and go swimming. There's something down in Florida. I don't know if they use the really expensive silicone tails, but they do other one. Another friend for her 50th birthday went down to Florida with their for a mermaid camp.
Oh, gosh.
Mermaid parties. It is very, very popular. And the tails are really sort of fun. I mean,
yeah.
And they're stunning, absolutely stunning pieces. Going through there. So I know quite a few people that actually own these tails.
How much do they cost? Do you know?
They custom grade. There's several thousand.
No kidding.
Yeah, these are
super expensive. Okay.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, think about it. It's a 5 to 8 foot piece of custom made silicone that is hand colored and painted for you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's not. You're not going to run across this. It's not a $50 item.
Nope. But, I would not think so. Mm-hmm. But one of the funny things, though, this guy Bo Shepherd, he said my daughter thought it was cool and funny, so now she'll always have a picture of me as a merman, which I think is.
I know plenty of guys that own these tails too. This is not. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. This is just funny because it involves semi-nudity and a didgeridoo, which we don't often get that.
No.
But a guy chased a suspect off of his property in only his underwear and a didgeridoo and managed to sort of keep him at bay until police were able to show up. And he said, yeah, I was out there in all my glory, but I've noticed I run faster naked or semi-naked, so maybe I'll start, doing that more often. And he said, I really thought, it was the heaviest, solidest thing I could find. Yeah. Can you just imagine?
Someone breaks into my house, I'm probably chasing him nude too. You know what I mean? Because I was like, there's someone in my house, I need to stop and put something on. No, I mean, honestly, and once again, human body is not obscene.
Okay, but here's the question that I have: if somebody's in my house, the thought of chasing is not what I'm doing.
Oh, no. Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna hide. Probably.
Yeah, but some people are hiders, some people are chasers, and you're just not gonna. You're not. If you're a chaser, you're not stopping to grab clothing. It's just not going to happen.
That's so funny. It's almost like, are you a top or a bottom? Are you a hider or are you a chaser? Well, I guess it works out well. Mm-hmm. I'm a hider. My husband's a chaser. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. This next one is like, really? I mean, the whole thing is really. Okay, so New York Jets running back Le'Veon Bell, he got robbed of approximately, you're sitting down, $520,000 worth of jewelry. He told police that both of his girlfriends are the culprits. Just let that sink in for a second. He claims the women stole the jewelry from his Florida home while he was at the gym on May 25th. And he came home to find a mess of a closet, the women and the jewelry gone. There was an $80,000 Rolex, gold bracelets, diamond-encrusted chains, blah, blah, blah. Now, mind you, he said $22,000 in cash is gone, but he just signed a 4-year, $52.5 million deal with the Jets.
I'm thinking that he needs better girlfriends and better safe, or safe in general. Because I don't know why you leave any of that stuff out unattended. I mean, the fact that he has multiple girlfriends. I mean, hell. I mean, obviously you can. They seem to be fine with it.
Or they weren't.
Yeah.
And that, they decided to team up and, whatever.
Yeah. Well, and I also like the fact that, he has all that. He doesn't have a gym in his own place.
That's true. I think.
But then again, he can't show off.
Well, if But if I had that much money and that happened, I don't know that I'd want to report the robbery because I'd feel like a dumbass.
Yeah, how much you want to bet that he probably didn't have the extra riders for the insurance on jewelry because it's so expensive?
Probably not. I was wondering.
Okay.
I don't think that this has come up. I know we talked about the possibility of it, but I think this is the first time we've talked about this phenomenon on the Great Northern Sex Cast. A smart sex toy firm that makes quote unquote connected vibes is being sued for snooping on users. Levents.
Okay, different. WeVibe. I'm surprised they haven't learned anything.
WeVibe is in here.
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
because they were so tracking. But the point of an app, I mean, if you're going to have an app that said, they're gonna want to know how you use it because that's how they're going to make something better. Now they should tell you up front and have you opt out. But I can't imagine there aren't too many apps on my phone right now where if I actually sat down and read the 5,000 pages of legalese, where they're not tracking. How I'm using it. Stuff like that.
Well, basically, what this was reported in Sex Tech Guide, which is, I'm sure, something that Tara reads. They said that they have to prove that it hasn't breached the United States wiretap act. And so what they're saying is they said, well, we record as little as information as possible about our users. Well, what does that mean? And they were tracking the exact data and time devices were used. It also recorded vibration intensity level that users chose, as well as email addresses of the users.
See, there's the problem right there. Yeah, I mean, if you want to know, if you have 20 settings on a toy, and 8 of them get used the most. That's information that you want to know. Is going through there. Hell, as you're driving down, the computer in your car, tracks things and does different things, and you can actually get more for insurance companies. But you opt into that. Yep. But I can't imagine that they didn't learn from the fact that another company, WeVibe, had an issue. Although we did get they got their stuff together. We got a couple new items in the store from them. That one of them is like it's a small vibrator and it has a really powerful magnet and a backing, so you can put it in your underwear.
Ooh. Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, it seemed the staff was very excited when it came in. Yep. It's only been out of the stores for a couple of weeks, so I'm not exactly sure how it's done yet. Okay. But they do make a really nice product.
WeVibe. Yeah, their parent company had to pay $3.2 million to users after losing a privacy case. So it's a big deal. Monkeys. What's your take on monkeys? Do you like them?
At a distance. They are, they are not, it's not actually pleasant little creatures.
Especially the small, shrieky ones. Okay.
But I do know that they can be handy assistant animals for folks that are
monkeys.
Monkeys, yeah.
I heard that.
Yes.
Well, it makes sense. They're so smart.
Yeah, and opposable thumbs and the whole thing. They can do stuff that some folks can't.
Oh my gosh!
So they can do things that like a dog, can't. Yeah. They can actually get things.
Wow. Okay, that's brilliant. Well, this happened in Bali, and 21-year-old Sarah Wyjon from New Zealand was there, and she had a strapless black dress on. Wait for it. And she's smiling while posing next to this monkey, because they're everywhere, right? And people are warned not to feed them, and all that kind of stuff. And at first the monkey was like, whatever, he was scratching his leg. And then he climbed onto her lap. And now she's smiling. And then all of a sudden, he just reaches up and pulls down her strapless dress. And I want to see the photo that they got of her, the look on her face as the dress is down. And she had a bra on, so it's not that big of a deal. But
okay, what the story is here is you wonder whether or not this was actually a comfortable strapless bra. I mean, honestly, have you ever truly had a strapless bra that you felt comfortable in?
No.
No. I mean, there was an ancient one from, remember Fredericks of Hollywood? I think they still exist online, that had I had one for that. It was, like a demi cup, and the back straps were really wide elastic.
Yep.
And that was close to being the most secure thing I've ever owned. But for the most part, nah.
Yeah, no, they're
I like
hard.
the little pasty things. They're just easier.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what do you think? And I mean, but see, what I love about the monkey is that he's just like, I'm done. I'm bored. Yank.
Yeah.
And I want to see the picture, like ever so badly.
Like, what's over here? What's this? Huh? Hey, look what this does. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a monkey. They're
monkey,
busy.
toddler.
Yeah. Well, okay. How could you not think that getting fired is a possibility when you are a ticket inspector for a state-owned train line and you wear your uniform and use the trains at night to film porn movies and you get discovered? Are you surprised that you're fired? She was.
Yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, what's fascinating is how much you would have bet that before this, it was not actually in the manual.
Oh, yeah.
As a business owner, I've been amazed at what I've had to put in my employee manual that I just figured was fairly much,
uncommon sense.
Yeah. Like, don't run your business on my time.
Yeah.
That was, that was quite fascinating. It's like, I mean, I don't care that you have another business. In fact, especially now with the gig economy, people have about a zillion effing businesses. But when you're on my time clock, that your business time is my time. You don't get to be a real estate agent and take phone calls for the 4 hours you're working a part-time shift with me. I've always, or sell knives or anything like that. It just,
yeah.
So this would be the same thing, but I bet it's in the manual now.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and she dresses like a dominatrix underneath and the whole nine thing. And, whole 9 yards. It's just funny. Okay. I haven't ragged on bridezillas, and this actually isn't about a bridezilla. It's more about the wedding culture in our society, which is, you've got to be kidding me. I don't get it. But there's a ring shaming Facebook group, ring shaming. Okay. And I guess this woman has kind of and we'll put the link to the article up on the on our Facebook page so that people can look at the ring. But it's a really big ruby ring curved in the middle with diamonds surrounding the big inner gem. And it's been compared to a prolapsed butthole, meaning when the rectum comes through the anus and turns itself inside out, which can happen if you put things in there that aren't supposed to go. Right, Colleen?
Yeah.
Okay. So somehow somebody takes a picture of this and puts it up, and other people are calling it all kinds of names. Jelly cake after birth. Who would wear that? Blah, blah, blah. And it's what do you care?
It's a ruby ring surrounded by diamonds?
Yeah.
I own a ring that looks like that.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, I'm pretty sure it's a garnet, not a ruby, but still, it's a very classic style.
Yeah.
And what I find fascinating, too, is that folks go right to, it's like shaming body parts. A lot of women, a lot of women's body parts, they're used as, to shame. I mean, the buttholes, that's, pretty. But the majority of folks that end up with, actually, honestly, with prolapsed body parts are folks that have had difficult pregnancies.
Yeah.
So, people are idiots.
And who has time? If I'm going to spend some time looking at stuff, I'm going to look at shoes. I'm not going to, I'm not going to sit around and bitch about other people's wedding ring. If you don't like it, don't wear it. What the hell? I don't get it.
No, I always figured if I did walk down the aisle, which is, not something that's going to happen, but I have like my grandmother's ring, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear that. But I'd also either have to have it fixed or lose some weight because I can't wear them anymore.
Yeah.
My hands are too big.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got jewelry I just can't wear because I need to have it resized or do something. I can't, or where it does fit, it fits on my ring finger and it looks like a wedding ring.
Yeah.
I'm not married.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because like I have a ring on my right hand that my now departed aunt gave me when I was, I think, 25. So I've had this ring on my hand longer than it's not been on my hand. And it's so funny because I can't ever imagine taking it off, and it's not the biggest diamond you've ever seen or whatever. I think it's really cool looking. It was made in the 50s and it's just kind of this thing that I love. And so just what the fuck? Why would anybody... Speaking of what the fuck, I can't believe I just had a deja vu moment. Go to the grocery store the other day and park my car I don't like to get into the fray of the parking lot if I can. So I'll park in the aisle or the parking row that's not necessarily the closest to the door, but it's easiest to get out of, right?
Yeah, I do that. Plus, I need to be near the cart corral because once I got shit in the car, I just want to. Yeah. I don't want to have to go searching for the damn cart corral.
Yeah. Well, and so when you come out, so the crosswalk, the big gnarly crosswalk that they have is, further up. And, if depending, I might cross diagonally, to let somebody go and then zip. And I go fast. I'm not one of those people that just knows that cars are standing there and take leisurely strolls. I mean, I zip it up.
I can move, so I do move.
Me
Other
too.
People can't. That's fine.
Me too. The other day, though, it was so weird. I was doing that. I started out and then I went behind this one vehicle and I was kind of whatever. This woman rolls down her window and screams at me, "Use the fucking crosswalk." I was not in her way. I was not in any way hampering her drive, whatever. And
so in other words, I'm like, there are people, you cross all over the place at Target. There's a place where you're supposed to, crosswalk and they mark it, but it's not like they've got, it's a parking lot. The entire parking lot is a crosswalk.
That's right. Everybody watch. But I mean, the pedestrians, I believe.
That person definitely has a lot of stuff going on in their lives.
Right. Well, and what was so funny is I started in the crosswalk and then a car came up and I just went behind him and it was a more direct route to my car. So I let him go ahead and go, whatever, and just screamed at me. And it was so funny because I whipped my head around and I'm like, I just said, "What the fuck?" Oh,
I have busted out laughing because then they're just like, yeah, whatever. Well, I told you I had to tell a guy there are times because of either weather or injury or this or that I don't go into the bank and I'll have to make a deposit in the commercial lane. The one that says commercial lane. Oh, yeah. So, that takes longer. And this other guy got mad and he was yelling. I just rolled down and I said, "Oh, fuck off." And I was laughing. And I rolled down the windows, laughing in his face, said, "Fuck off," rolled the window back up.
Oh, God. Good for you.
The thing is, I think what annoyed him more was the fact that I was laughing at him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, guys do not like to be laughed at.
No,
not at all. I have to admit, it probably wasn't the safest thing because for all I know, the guy's got a gun in his damn, car. But I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. It's a commercial lane. I can park my ass there as long as I want.
And because you're a business, making a business deposit.
And it's perfectly fine for me to go through the commercial lane.
Yeah. I don't know. I think we've gotten just to the point where people just feel so free to tell other people what to do. And it's like, I'm sorry, no. Yeah,
there's been the past few years, there's been quite a few more incidences of people being assholes. I think they're a little more emboldened.
Yeah. Indeed. Ellen DeGeneres, there's an article up. And she just went on about her latest appearance on David Letterman's show that's called My Next Guest.
Oh, it's a spectacular show. I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch the new ones.
Yeah.
But I was going through there. I really enjoyed the first series.
Yeah. My Next Guest Needs No Introduction is what it's called. And she and David talked about her sexual abuse by her stepfather when she was a kid. And, she said she was like 15 or 16, and her mother had breast cancer. So he told her that he needed to feel her breasts to make sure that she didn't have any lumps. And in her own words, she said then she was too weak to stop him. And she said, it's a horrible story. So now, she really feels like she needs to explain, help people get the strength to not be too weak and to also, advocate for quote unquote believing the victim.
Yeah.
So
the fascinating part where folks believe that they might be the only ones.
Yeah.
And you're simply not the only one. So, and the thing is, and if someone's not ready either, you shouldn't out them, or if you know something about someone that doesn't. But it's there. It completely rewires your psyche.
Oh, I would think.
And then so you look at, and so everything you look at in the world, you come at from a different, point of view to someone who has not had an experience like that, or different things. And that's, the empathy, that she has to be able to, put herself out there, for other folks. That's pretty awesome, even though something really shitty happened to her.
Right. And, one other thing that I love about watching her, I think she's funny and, I have nothing but praise for her, but she's one of those cool people. She may not be as big or as wealthy as Oprah, but she is another great example of somebody who made it just on really being who she is. And that is so neat to get to see.
Yeah, there was quite a few years where she didn't get work after she came out, but it kept going. It really is a story of, perseverance.
Yeah.
Going through there.
And and she gets to be her quirky, goofy self or show, yeah, so good for her. And I hope she can make a difference and all that good stuff. Okay. This one is a beautiful thing. Hypocrisy, handcrafted. A Louisiana Catholic school principal arrested and resigned after being drunk at a strip club while on, say it with me, a school field trip. 47-year-old Michael Comio was arrested around 2 a.m. after police responded to a complaint about an intoxicated man refusing to pay his bill. And so the cops came, and by and large, they found out that he is the principal of Holy Family School, a Catholic K-8 school.
I'm pretty sure. Remember when I talked earlier, I talked about, being in the manual? I'm pretty sure it's in his contract that there are certain behaviors that would be inappropriate. But like I said, the hypocrisy of something like that is just brilliant. Because damned well this person has probably shamed a student for a skirt that's too short, or just any of those things that folks do to make young ladies feel less than, or the fact that their education is less important than that they might be distracting.
Yeah. Well, he resigned as principal. He was one of the chaperones on this trip. He also was a part-time reserve officer with his local police department in the town where he's from, near Baton Rouge. But he resigned from that too. Yeah,
that's not, that, once again, there's probably, there's a lot going on there.
Yeah. I bring this up because sensitivity training is coming into play in this one. And this time it's not sexual, it's racial. But there are two stores. I have never seen these. I'm not familiar with the brand. Smoothie King. Have you ever seen one?
Nope.
Because you've driven a lot. Well, 2 Smoothie King stores in North Carolina have been closed indefinitely after employees at each location referred to customers with racist language. So this is how they type them in, and it comes out printed on their receipt. Okay, one of them said the N-word. The other one, they called the guy Jackie Chan, and the guy's name was Tony Choi. So whatever.
I am fascinated. A lot of people can do stuff through ignorance, but there is no way in hell. And that still needs to be addressed. Internal biases that you may not even know you have, whatever's going through there.
Yep.
But I am fascinated that this continues to to happen, that, folks would be, just blatantly, because if it comes out like on the receipt or on the little sticker that goes into the cup, it's like you have proof that you're a moron.
Yeah, exactly.
And in today's age and retail and stuff like that, you just can't. I mean, and you do need to be able, there's no excuse for that.
Well, and I agree. I mean, how ignorant do you have to be, like, really, to do that stuff? But people were calling for their firing, and Smoothie King came out and said, look, both team members involved were immediately terminated. Both stores will be closed until the franchisees and their respective teams complete further training. And this great statement, and the COO even called people to apologize and everything else. So I guess I feel sorry for the brand because they are trying.
Yeah, they're trying. It's going through them, and people really do. And then what's really frustrating about this is that, of course, this is out on the internet. So 2 or 3 years from now, someone's going to run across this story and not look at the date.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's going through there.
I know. I know you weren't a Game of Thrones person.
Nope. I watched maybe 30 or 40 seconds of something in the first season. Immediately was way too effing violent for me. And then a few years later, I don't even have cable. So, that took care of that.
Yeah. Yep. So Emilia Clarke, otherwise known as Daenerys Targaryen, the Dragon Queen, definitely one of the biggest characters, and she's the one with the white hair and all of that. The actress that plays her says that she turned down 50 Shades of Grey because she didn't want to be pigeonholed as an actor who gets naked. And she was talking to Harper's Bazaar. She said, the last time I was naked on camera was a long time ago, and yet it's the only question I ever get asked because I'm a woman. So she was in this round table, and she goes, it's annoying as hell. I'm sick and tired of it because I did it for a character. I didn't do it so some guy could check out my boobs, for God's sake. So, she's like, this is just unbelievable.
It is really, there doesn't seem to be, I'm sure that someone's probably done a study, but there doesn't seem to be a way, like, people can be nude in something and it doesn't follow them. And then other people are nude in something and it does follow. I mean, I don't know. Is it a good movie, a bad movie? I mean, what, it's going through there.
I don't know.
But to some extent, they don't, it is something, no matter what, you watch folks get interviewed, and the women are, unless you're like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, or, you buffed up for like a Marvel superhero movie. For the most part, nobody asks too much the guys about how they maintain their physique or what's going on, or bring, that stuff up. And it just, I'm really quite surprised, they, maybe they could shut it down by like, you bring it up, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I don't know. I never...
It's going through there. But if someone, if the actor brings it up first, you can say, but I don't, because the interview questions are quite different.
Well, what's really hilarious is I think when, she was naked, I think in the first season, and her character, I don't even think about that. You know what I mean? When it came to her character. In fact, what happened to her character in the end was this really insane evolution throughout the series. I never even... whatever. And in fact, there's so much nudity in that series. I kind of, in my mind, it's just like they all got naked, at some point.
Yeah. I bet the only show, I don't watch the show either because I want to have it. What's the one with the time traveling, Outlander or something? I know folks have talked about the guy being, there's a lot more male nudity in that, and it's gotten some press because it is the guys that are naked in it and not the women, I think.
Interesting. Well,
it's going through there. And so, I can understand where that makes news. Yeah. Because it is news.
Because it's unusual. Yeah. Well, Game of Thrones certainly had its share of full frontal male. I'll tell you that. Saw everybody in that one.
Yeah, once again, cable. Way too violent for me, though. Honestly,
it's really violent.
No, I can't. There's nothing about that.
No, and it's, and I applaud you for taking that stance. I don't need that in my life. I love it. I love it.
I don't go see horror films either, stuff like that. I just don't. There's enough that my brain's not wired to find that entertaining.
Okay.
Other people like to be scared in their entertainment. I don't.
Yeah. And that's totally fair. Oh, Colleen, you're an original. You really are.
I would hope so. I mean, it'd be awfully boring if we're all the same.
For sure.